hostage, free from goblin cats, or emancipation may prove worse than bondage. Lack of tact or kindness shown, are these heroes heroic at all? Calmer heads prevail, Nightstone once again our destination. In need of rest and ale, we headed to the tavern on our way. That whilst we spoke to Morak, we were watched by someone seated in the shadows. A kobold with peculiar name, strange to some, but someone unknown knows. But the squirrel seeks to hire our party for a heist in dice and desire.
So, with Bum the Squirrel making his hasty exit, you are left to your own devices, sat around a table with a drink in the Nightstone Inn. You do have some options of where you might want to go. You might want to stay in Nightstone and do some deeds of your own. It's entirely up to you. What do you guys want to do?
Have we rested at this point?
Yeah, you're all fully rested.
And I'm assuming overnight is when we've leveled up. And now, what have we gathered again downstairs, or?
You are literally where you were. You haven't gone upstairs. So
Okay.
you are literally you've come into Nightstone. You've had the conversation with the innkeeper and Kobold. You're literally still sat at the table, having not moved from after Bum has given you his heist details.
Good way to start. Good way to start a session. Let's all go to bed.
In midday.
I mean, technically, we all rested anyway on the way.
True.
Exactly.
Does everyone else know about the heist, or was it just me and Quinch that heard that?
No. So he came over to your table. So
okay.
four of you were sat at the table. Quinch went over to Bum,
Brought him back,
and then he asked Quinch, "Were you Dabov?" And he came sort of hurried over and did his sort of stalker impression. And so yeah, everyone would have been involved in the conversation and heard everything.
Okay. So I'll ask the rest of the guys, what do we think about the heist? Should we make that our first port of call, or should we?
I think we need to acknowledge the fact that we all nearly died from that big fucking black ooze. That shit was absolutely crazy, and the whole. Is my voice slightly deeper? I can't tell. It's been a pretty long day.
Mature.
I've been meaning to ask. When did you get wings?
I don't have wings yet.
Yeah, he doesn't have them yet. We're gonna bring that into the story in a little bit. Lovely foreshadowing.
You look like wings would suit you.
I think we need to acknowledge that we just met someone called Bum the Squirrel.
How does one get a name like Bum the Squirrel?
I mean, I'm tempted to go to Anfield now just to find out his backstory, personally.
Forrest, let's hope he's got one.
DM hurriedly squiggles down notes.
The prospect of a caper in Amfell is sounds like it would be fantastic. I don't know about your motivations for adventuring. I can only speak of my own, and to a lesser extent for Quinch. I'm looking for tales to tell, and a tale of a heist in Amfell sounds like something that I could regale audiences with for years to come, but before we make decisions, I feel we need to have a serious conversation. There has been some behaviour over the last 48 hours which I do not think should be ignored. Every man, every creature, every being has a reason to be, and a raison d'etre, if you will. Krill, you seek a great trophy. You seek the approval of your father. You seek battle. Gregomel, simpler taste, you seek coffee. Daboff, you seek excitement. You bore easily. Quinch, no one's quite sure what you seek, but I'm sure one day you'll work it out for yourself. And all of us bring something very special and can help each other in our quests. I've never met a warrior as wonderful as you, Krill. Never. No, with no exceptions. Gregomel, you've proven yourself to be a very, very powerful wizard, sorcerer. Daboth, perhaps the sneakiest little man I've ever met, who is as light on his feet as he is light-fingered. And Quinch, you are blue.
No, my temperament's quite all right, actually. How are you feeling?
I myself am a man of words and a man of song. I think if we are going to continue to adventure together, we all need to respect what each other wills, what each other wants, and also what each other can bring to this party. I, for one, think that situations that require a light finger or a light foot should perhaps be left to our gnome friend. Situations that require a deft word and a spark of magic should almost certainly be left to Gregomel. Situations that require the swinging of a weapon, which I've forgotten you have, Krill, but whichever weapon it is that you do have, should be left to...
Krill brandishes his great axe, gives it a little kiss.
Situations that require a magnificent chopper should be left to Krill. Situations that require...
Krill brandishes his magnificent chopper, gives it a little kiss.
Situations that require the correct words to be used should perhaps be left to I, and situations that require a big blundering blue idiot, if they ever do arise, we'll be certain to leave them to Quench.
What?
But and I firmly believe that given all our unique sets of skills and all the unique things that we bring to this world and to this party, that together we can all help each other to meet our destiny and make our destiny manifest. What do you say?
Well, I mean, I've got nothing
Awkward
better
silence.
to do.
Why are you telling us this now?
I'll chime in and say, yeah, if we are to, I know we haven't agreed to it yet, but if we are to undertake this heist, I know Bum quite well. And Bum, he sounds.
That's weird
because
you didn't recognise him before.
What you never forget a Bum. He sounded quite a bit unsure of this one, so I think we will need a bit of forethought. And I'd just like to remind people I don't have to outrun the guards. I just have to outrun you guys if push comes to shove. So I will happily slash your ankles and leave you all for dead.
It's strange that Dweezil just gave a speech about teamwork and camaraderie, and you've just spoken of betrayal and abandonment.
He told me I'm a good rogue, so a good rogue cuts his losses. No, I wouldn't. But no, we will have to take it seriously, and
it's good that we're all like a big family now.
Dweezil,
Quinch,
I ask of you a bardic favour to keep me on the straight and narrow, to give my life purpose, to give my actions consequence. Will you please serenade Hayshit and bestow it with bardic purpose?
You would like me to bless your weapon?
Yes, and my sword.
I tell you what Dweezil will do. I think that during the course of Dweezil's speech, which I think in game time probably took around about 10 minutes, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think
certainly.
Do we agree that was almost certainly a bit of inspiring leadership from Dweezil?
Oh, God, yes.
In that case, you've all got 8 temporary hit points to add to your total.
We all let out a hurrah!
How long does the temporary hit points last?
It lasts until they've gone, and then at the next short rest, I can give you another lot.
Can they stack?
Wow.
No. That's no. I don't think they can.
No, I don't believe they can.
Like if we had 2 inspiring leaders, I don't think you can stack up for 16. But
no,
we'd be like, let's just stay in town for a week and just have lots of little short rests.
Yeah. Essentially, there's no reason why you shouldn't have. You shouldn't always have your temporary hit points. So.
Yeah, if you plan ahead, obviously you'll probably do that every morning, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Bum said that he would meet us at Anfill in several days. The very fine barkeep here has already said he would give us free accommodation. And I believe he mentioned a discounted rate on the afternoon buffet. I say we have a afternoon buffet in celebration of our renewed purpose. And then we have excuse me. Then we have a nice long sleep. And we set off early in the morning for Anfill and for more adventures.
Speaking of leaving, when we rid the town of the Seven Snakes, I believe some of the horses of the Seven Snakes were left in the town. It might be worth us trying to find out what happened to those horses, and perhaps, and Dweezil whispers the next thing, perhaps we can deceive people into thinking that they were our horses all along.
But they were our horses all along, were they not?
Yes, they were, Quinn. Yes, they
were our dead comrades.
Is it worth exploring Nightstone now that there are people here? We might be able to speak to people who could help us on our quest.
I mean, I for one think we should try and find a potion store for starters, because that's not been our strong points in the past, has it?
Didn't we, when we were searching for Keller, didn't we come across some buildings that were home to perhaps some interesting people?
Yeah, I believe that was on the east side of town.
East side.
I believe the west side is the best.
Oh.
So what do you want to do then? So you
if it's about lunchtime, we can have a little mooch around the town for a couple of hours, come back, get a good feed on, a few beers, out early in the morning.
Yep, sounds like a plan.
Does that sound like a plan?
Okay. So you take yourself off out into the afternoon sun, and find, much like you did earlier, this is a different Nightstone to what you'd experienced before. Where there was silence, there's now life. Admittedly, it's not the most heaving of atmospheres. There's a lot of loss, there's a lot of tragedy that's been bestowed upon this town. It's life, but a quiet version of it. But you can definitely feel it's palpable that there is actually people here compared to last time you were here. Although technically the last time you were here, there were people that you slayed. So where would you like to head to? I mean, you've got a town.
Well, I suppose we've got either horses or medicine. What do we want to prioritise?
Or horse medicine.
Or horse medicine.
I feel Greg would also want to go back to the house which had the was it draconic writing around the door to find out
the
more
abyssal
about the
writing.
person that
Abyss,
to find out more about the person that lives there.
Were they is that where, didn't someone find, was it a statue of Asmodeus? Was that right?
Very possibly. It was a statue of something, wasn't it? Was it Osmodeus?
I think it might have been Asmodeus, yeah. In the house with the abyssal writing down around the door, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that might have been me. I found an Asmodeus pentagram, but I think that was in the I think that was in the medical. Was that place, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, I think that's where you were talking. I think you're talking about the same. You're talking about the same building.
Right.
Okay.
So yeah, are you heading there or somewhere else?
Greg would definitely head there, 100%.
Well, let's
medicine, which I want, and I want to know more about the property and the people that live there.
If someone's desperate to find horses, we could always split up, but we can do one then the other. Either's fine.
Well, hopefully we'll find the horses while they're big.
Yeah.
The town is small. We'll see where the horses are.
Make a lot of noise generally.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Right. So you staying together or splitting up?
Let's stay together.
Yeah.
I think, although we've got Roll20 open, we can sort of theatre the mind of it
Yeah.
this a little bit. You just sort of tell me where you want to go rather than doing it
Excellent.
bit by bit.
Medicine.
So what you're doing? You splitting up?
No. Let's stick together. Times are
Six
good,
together.
bad, happy, and sad. Yeah. Gregamel, do you
Excellent.
do you remember where the house of the healer was?
I believe it was to the east of the village.
Yeah. You have a brief memory of where it was, and you start heading towards that. It was in the southeast. You head towards it, and you find this building was pretty much. I think this was one of the buildings that was left in in good condition. It hadn't been ransacked by any of the goblins or whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Before we enter the building or anything like that, could you please tell me what the writing around the door says? Because I now have the first level spell of Comprehend Language, which I am going to use.
Okie dokie. I
So
will do
Greg basically is going to wave his hand over it, and it's almost like comment appears over the other language so we can read it.
Okay, so you how does what does Gregamel do when he does that? Is he lifting hands? Is he
He's kind of
saying
just
anything?
rubbing his hands over the language, and it's almost like Braille to him, so he can kind of feel the texture of the writing, and he kind of just comprehends it.
So as you do that, these runes across the door start sort of almost transforming. They don't physically, but in your mind, they go from this incomprehensible symbols into a language that you understand. And you suddenly realise that what was written across this door was, "Let all who enter this home without the consent of its owners burn for 99 years in the depths of Nessus and freeze for 1,000 more in the icy wastes of Kanya."
What does it say, Greg?
It says, "Don't worry about docking, come on in."
Reassuring that it's nothing foreboding since we visited earlier.
I'm joking. It basically says that we should not enter without the permission of the owner. So I suggest that we knock on the door and ask for entrance, unless you would like to live out your days in a fiery hell and a
It's worth
frozen
noting.
wasteland.
Was
Did
this
anyone-
not somewhere that we entered previously?
Yep. Did somebody enter without the consent out of interest?
No. No, definitely not.
Okay, so you Gregamel's now read that. You've got a door in front of you. What do you do?
What's that smell, Daboff? Sounds like a curse, really, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Guys, imagine that. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like bullshit, considering since then I have been worryingly close to death. Neither hot nor cold. Woke up on a broom, quite romantic, if anything.
Well, I for one suggest that we don't tempt fate, and we should put on our best manners while there are people in this village, unlike the last time. You know, one does have appearances to keep up.
I look forward to knocking on the door and explaining why we're here then, if we don't know that it's a healing shop, because we've never been in.
Quinch knocks on the door.
Perhaps we should use the bard with his cunning words to see what he can kind of wrangle for us.
As Quinch knocks on the door, you hear a little bit of movement from the other side. Nothing too sort of dramatic or anything like that, but you just hear that there is somebody there. As you can see from the Roll20 map. Someone's here, and after a few moments, the door opens, and sort of a rather timid-looking, youngish, adult but young adult, tiefling is stood at the door, bright sort of red skin, and he's yes.
My liege, I present to you Dweezil Van Zephyr.
You dick.
Brilliant. The bard is now being introduced, who normally does the introductions.
It's like my warm up, man. Good afternoon, kind sir. I trust you are well. I understand that times have been very difficult for the people of Nightstone. We are more than appraised of everything that has happened here. I'm not sure if you know who we are. We are the adventurers who saved Nightstone from the goblin menace, and then came to the Dripping Cave to rescue you and all your friends. I'm pleased to introduce myself. I'm Dweezil Van Zephyr. These are my colleagues, Daboth, Krill, Gregamel, and Quinch, the Bringer of Omens. You have already met. Can I ask your name, sir?
My name is Grin. I do remember you from the caves. I remember particularly the big blue one. He came to us when we were in the Bat Cave, and if I remember correctly, it was the awful racket that he made that brought about the bats. And it was a terribly difficult and trying time that we just really didn't need at that time, having suffered, as you say.
Yes. I was. I'm so sorry if I caused any distress. I was trying to save you, and I was unaware of the bats. I've been in many caves, and not a single one has had quite so many bats.
That's fine. I didn't wish to cast aspersions or to feel like you were being attacked. I was just saying that these are things that happened. I am still a little bit bedraggled by the entire. Please, do you need aid?
We are visiting the people of Nightstone because we have business to attend to outside of the city. We aim to leave in the morning, but before we do, we are in need of some materials and some equipment, various equipment that we prepare. My dear friend Gregamel here, a gesture to Gregamel, is a skilled healer, but is missing a number of items that could help him in his tasks and in his adventures. And I was wondering if you knew of anywhere in Nightstone where we might be able to avail ourselves of things such as medicine kits or healing potions, the kind of things that adventurers need.
As you're talking, halfway through, you sort of hear some more movement within the cottage, and then suddenly a sort of a female voice goes, "Grin, who is it? Who is it, darling?" And a hand appears round the side of the door and pulls it open a little wider, and you see a second tiefling, a woman, an older woman this time. She says, "Sorry, what is going on here?" "Oh my goodness, you are the people. You are I remember you from the cave. You rescued us. Thank you very much. It was an awfully trying time. But yes. What can I? Are you here for aid? Do you need aid? I mean, surely we would help if you need something. You helped us so clearly in the cave."
Absolutely, we are leaving Nightstone soon, and we wanted to just speak to the people of the town just to make sure that everything was okay. But also, we are looking for some aid and assistance before we leave Nightstone. Perhaps my friend Gregamel is better to explain. Gregamel?
Well, good afternoon, madam. First off, what is your name?
I don't vote Tory, I'm afraid. Thank you. Goodbye.
If that's the case, then I would speak to the big blue guy. He obviously sounds like Boris Johnson. What's your name, madam?
My name is Destiny. My name is Destiny Agenor, and I'm the I guess the best way to describe me is the midwife around here.
Is Grin your son?
Grin is indeed my son. He's a bit of a trying one, but he's a good lad.
Tell you what, boys, when we woke up this morning, I bet none of us expected we were going to meet Destiny's child.
I did look at her and think that is one independent woman. So yes,
I'm afraid that my poor husband did just die some time ago.
Oh, good. Glad I brought that up.
Well, sorry to hear about that, madam. Me and my colleagues here are obviously adventurers, and there are other towns and cities that need our help, so we must be moving on soon. But we are obviously in need of certain items before we can travel off, and we are searching and asking people of the town whether they know where we could perhaps get such items. The items I speak of are medical items.
Oh, well, I would have something here. I mean, as I say, I'm a midwife, and therefore that doesn't require me to have certain equipment. What sort of things would you be after? I'll see if I've still got it in my chest.
Well, we're looking for potions of healing or medical kits or anything of that nature, basically.
Okay, that's fine. Let me just go and have a little look. Come in for a second. I'll just go and have a look in my stock to see if I've got anything. It should be okay. I mean, we've returned back here from the caves and everything looks pretty much okay. I think I've heard from some of the other cottages. It seems like they've been terrible business that someone's been through their house, but everything here seems okay.
There was many a pesky goblin around.
So touchwood, such a touch. Yeah,
can I sleight of hand it back into the chest?
I think it'll be very difficult since she's ahead of you.
Rubbish.
So Destiny rushes over to her chest and she starts feeling. She goes, "Oh, that is peculiar. That is peculiar. This grin. Yes, Mum. Did you unlock the chest before we went? Did you take anything with us before we set off? No, Mum. Oh, this is very odd. This is unlocked, and maybe I was a bit forgetful. It was a crazy old time. And then she opens up the chest. Oh my goodness! Everything's gone. Grin. Everything's gone. Are you sure you didn't take anything? No. Oh, she turns around to you and says, I'm this is really troublesome. The door, we arrived back here, the door was locked. Nothing is out of place.
Forgot that I locked the door.
You did lock the door.
Yeah, I locked on the way out.
Yeah. Nothing was out of place, and yeah, I seem to... This is such a mystery. I wonder what would have happened to it.
We are so sorry that we have bothered you. Clearly you're dealing with some stuff. Would you like us to leave?
No, well, I mean, only if you want to. I'm just really confused as to why there's... I'd love to be able to help. Although I would need them myself, clearly, just in case anything happened here, I would have gladly... You saved our lives. I would have gladly given you the healer's kit if I'd only have one to give you. But unfortunately, everything's been stolen. This really is a mystery. I do not know where everything has gone.
Well, now none of us have healer's kits.
Oh, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Sorry, I've got a mouthful of food from the buffet. My name's Krill.
Krill, listen, I don't wish, for you to take that sort of tone with me, but, I would have helped. I really would have helped. But unfortunately, I don't have anything here.
Do you know anywhere else that we could have perhaps procure such items?
I mean, you could try the trading post. They may have something. I've had this kit and everything for years, so I've never really been in there to ask for anything new. They may have something. Otherwise, no. I mean, we're a little bit light on medical. I'm the midwife, but I sort of do a little bit of healing on the side as well. It's not really my... I mean, don't tell them. They think I'm a bit of a doctor, but don't tell them. I specialise in midwifery.
Grin and Destiny.
Yes.
May I ask you, do you know the value of money?
I mean, yes. We exchange services for gold pieces.
Would 5 gold pieces be a life-changing sum of money to you?
Not really, no.
Well, I would just like to express that I appreciate your profession so much. Loving and caring for other living creatures is but one of the highest and most prestigious occupations in my eyes. And I'm going to give you 6 gold pieces here, and I'm going to leave them on the side for you to do with that which you desire.
Well, thank you. I mean, it won't do me much. I won't be able to desire much out of it, but thank you very much. It's very kind of you. You truly are a hero, and I hope these other gentlemen know how lucky they are to be around you.
I'm sure they do.
Well, we won't take up any more of your time, madam. And if you have been robbed, which it sounds like you have, well, may those people burn in hell for 100 years and the frozen wastelands for 1,000 more.
Well, look, we shouldn't wish such ill deeds on
Interesting. You speak of infernal.
Well, I am a very learned gentleman. I can read your sigils around your door. Hence why we knocked. You would never catch me walking in on a house with such writing around the doorway.
Dabov sweats a little bit. Imagines that sweat lasting about 100 years.
Roll me a performance check, Dabov.
Performance.
Fuck me. God, why did we come here?
14 plus performance 2, so 16.
She side eyes you, but doesn't really. She sort of thinks you're just being maybe a little bit. Are you warm? Is it warm in here? It's quite warm in here. It's a bit stuffy. Grin, can you open the windows, please? Lovely windows. We had these put in last year. Actually, we had one of the Dunkel brothers come in.
Is this where Krill starts sweating because he just wants to leap through it?
You're very fortunate not to have had a boulder collapse your house. Does this house have a name? Is it called the Lucky Charm Den?
We just call it home.
Home. Yes, it's a nice name all the same.
Right. Well, thank you, Destiny. Thank you very much for your help.
Thank you.
I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'm terribly sorry for any inconvenience we may have caused, and it was lovely to meet you, and of course to meet your son Grin. I gesture to the others because Dweezil's got a question to ask everyone.
Okay, well, tally-ho.
On the way out, realising that a potion of healing is worth 50 gold pieces, not 6, I'm going to try and sleight of hand an extra 25 gold into the pile as well to redeem myself slightly, if possible.
Okay, go on then.
Sleight of
hand.
Watch this get like a 1 and me just trip and throw gold everywhere.
Oh God, please!
The
weirdest
at all. 15
cold knockers ever.
Oh, plus 7, so 22.
22. Yeah, that happens. You managed to. How much extra was you putting on 1 gold, please?
25. Because I don't know if it was a potion of healing or a healer's kit that I got from here, but a potion of healing's worth 50 gold pieces, so 25.
Potion of healing's like, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Okay. So you managed to do that. You know, nobody spots you.
25 gold coins.
What the order was.
Me slamming it down like a rapper in a nightclub. But
to be fair, you did say that you're not a traditional thief rogue per se. You're more of a sort of just out to survive rogue, rather saying you would have a heart of gold to some degree.
Yeah, no,
okay.
She seemed nice enough and seems like she could do with it.
Yeah, lovely. So you left the Agonor residence. Where would you like to go now?
Dabov, did you take a healer's kit from that house?
I just very awkwardly just hold up the healer's kit like a scolded child and say, "This is for Greg. It's probably cursed." Thank you for listening to Dice and Desire. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review in your favourite podcast app. In between episodes, you can interact with us on Twitter and Instagram @Dice and Desire.